We're talking about the rise of Southern hip hop in the 90s.
Who are some of the crews that are most influential at that time?
What label had the most impact? No Limit, Cash Money, Suave House, Rap a Lot, So Def, Slip and Slide, LaFace. What would you say?
Oof.
I say all of them shits.
I say all of them too. But from a historical standpoint, don't kill me, but I believe Suave House and Tony Draper were the first to open that door with independent. And the thing about the South, Rap a Lot, that was independent. I think about the way Luke had that shit on tilt in Miami. Uncle Luke.
Don't ever forget what he
did. I
did.
think that's better. That's before Slip and Slide.
He reached Congress.
No, he reached Congress. So Luke, so many contributions to the hip hop game in the South. Now, when Jermaine Dupri was here, I didn't want to argue with him, right? Because he was royalty. But I felt like the South keep it together more than New York. I think New York, New York,
they definitely do.
Kind of fell apart was when everybody started getting money and everybody started saying, this is my crew, we getting the most money, we this. Because, when the time I came out, I would show up at everybody's video. Everybody would show up at my video. We all supported each other. I think once the money came in play and ego and pride, they say that pride and ego comes in before every downfall.
That's a fact.
And so, the South, they started doing records with each other. Even when I moved down to Miami, Pitbull's in one studio, Wayne's in one studio, Ross is in one studio, Scott Storch is in one studio, Khaled's in one, and everybody was just walking into each other's sessions, just doing songs with each other. And we missed that in New York. I think the South...
We used to have it like that. It used to be like that.
And then...
Everybody got a couple $.
Who you think is the most legendary record label in Southern hip hop?
You said Suave House, definitely Rap a Lot. Slip and Slide was doing their thing, but I would say it would have to be No Limit and Cash Money to me.
He was on tour with Cash Money.
Impeccable runs, yeah. We was on a Rough Rider Cash Money tour.
What was that like?
It was like the best of both worlds. Like up top in New Orleans. And we was bringing that East Coast New York flavor, and they was bringing that New Orleans. Baby, you heard me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a perfect match. You know what I mean? They had mad tour buses. They brought the whole family. Grandma, aunts, I ain't sure, rest in peace. Miss Gladys might have been there.
They was pulling up.
They had the whole family, dogs, babies, grandmas, aunties. They had everybody on one tour. They came crazy.
They came crazy.
Shout out to Birdman. Yeah, they did it.
Shout out to Birdman. What's up, Birdman? Lil Wayne, I'm going to skip all the way to like Carter 3. And Lil Wayne was like the first, because, he was a South rapper, but the way he was rapping off of these soul beats, and he was spitting, but he was spitting with it, me, you, whether we like to admit it, even 50 Cent, whoever. We got a New York flow, man, New York cadence. He was he was just bouncing all over these beats like I had never heard nobody bounce over them and saying some shit. He was barred up.
Yeah, Weezy, that's what he do. Weezy is one of the people that withstand the test of time, coming in the game as a kid and then turning into a man and fucking creating his own uproar. You know what I'm saying? Starting with the Hot Boys, doing all that, being the little one, and then he put the whole shit on his back after a while.
Bling, bling.
That ain't
Every
easy
time
to
we
do.
got that better, they get bling,
Yeah.
bling.
Welcome home to BG.
And Juvie.
Juvie.
All those guys. Master
My man
P.
Fresh.
Master P to me showed everybody how to get money.
He fucking bombarded the game. He was dropping, they had them colorful album covers with the gold shit on it.
With the tanks, Mia X.
Dropping artists every month.
Silk the Shocker,
he really
Murder.
Treated the rap game like the Carter, and he had something dropping every month.
He figured it out. It was like, that was his content at the time. So he was like, anything I throw out there, if it sell, I just bring it to the pal. You know, that's almost like how I do my accounting, whether I'm, you know, making money doing a podcast or a show or this or that. At the end of the month, I bring it all together and be like, all right, we did well. So that's how he was moving with the music. And then he had a legendary run where Snoop Dogg was going through his shit. He brought him down there.
Snoop up, yeah. Dude, Snoop a life preserver.
Dude, Snoop, I feel like Snoop is very loyal to him and realized that was a major time in his life, you know, where he needed help, and Master P threw him that life preserver.
Facts. What artist from the South had the most influence on New York hip-hop, would you say?
I say
Listen to the question carefully. What artist from the South had the most influence on New York hip-hop? Not even sure. So that means their influence.
If you ask Hove and you ask a bunch of rappers, they might just say Scarface. You know.
You gotta mention them for that.
I mean, of course, but I'm just saying, you asking me. It's a toss-up between Scarface and Lil Wayne to have the most influence and impact on New York artists. Now, if you talk about...
No, those is great names. I think it's more though. It's Scarface, it's Weezy, it's Jeezy.
Jeezy.
T.I.
Yes. You know, I got a story with T.I., you know what I'm saying? You know, I was signed to Atlantic Records and I sold 2 million records, and they had this poster of me. Shit was like 6 floors high. When you walk in the lobby, the shit was the whole shit was me in an orange leather shirt, medallion with the I gotta bring the lion out. I ain't never bring the lion to this show yet. So I got the lion with the big brick in his mouth. He got the big diamond in his mouth. So they had this shit in the poster for, I think, like 2-3 years. One day I walk into a meeting with Atlantic and the shit had a poster of T.I., the big shit. And I went upstairs and they start talking to me like, yo, your last album only sold 500,000. This new guy, T.I., is selling 2 million, this. Yo, this shit was the craziest shit in the world. And that's around the time I had to leave Atlantic, where I was like, yo, all right, y'all don't believe in me, I gotta go. Then I went independent. But I mean, that shit was crazy. But I always had love for T.I. T.I.'s very influential in New York. And Jeezy, you know, what could you say about Jeezy? Jeezy, who started trap music? Was it T.I. or was it Jeezy?
Don't get me the line. I don't know. I mean, T.I. came out before Jeezy.
The trap, yeah, and he had the album Trap Music. He got a trap museum in Atlanta. T.I. has an actual trap museum where you see him sneaking out the refrigerator, goes into another room. They rebuilt a trap. And the most legendary, you know, as years went on, Gucci Mane was very influential.
Gucci's that dude, man. You know that. He did a lot for hip-hop. He did a lot for Atlanta.
You know, but I got to go back, right? Because I got to go back. So the question is, who influenced New York? Now, who influenced the world and mostly the South? Because I'm in the South. So I'm mostly in Miami, part-time New York for the last 20-something years. So I'm stuck in the studio with 1 million Miami Heat fans. I mean, like, this shit is crazy. And the way they talk about Andre 3000, I don't think no New Yorker...
He's one of the kings.
Yeah, but I don't think no New Yorker...
3 Stacks? You kidding me?
I know, but do they understand what 3 Stacks means to the South?
Hell, they better.
Big Boi too.
OutKast. as a group and as individuals. They them dudes. They know if you don't, you should listen to something else. Smooth jazz.
I'll never forget, I was in Walt Disney one day. I was taking my daughter, and randomly, 3 Stacks just walked by. He had the fucking, the what's this shit, like the Oshkosh suit.
Oh, he had the jump on.
And he had his shit now that everybody rocking it, but he had the shit rolled up with the. I was like, yo, did I just run into 3 Stacks walking by himself in Walt Disney? Man, the man was walking by himself in Walt Disney with his shit rolled up. I was like, yo, that's fucking 3 Stacks.
You liable to see 3 Stacks anywhere. Walk in the middle of Brooklyn.